You may have been told that if you want to make data-driven decisions, then your business needs to use a CRM. But what exactly is a CRM? Here to give us the lowdown today is one of our HubSpot experts, Will Smith. How's it going, Will?
It's going well, Austin. Great to be here.
Hey, great to have you. Always good to have you and your knowledge here. We've got some good questions today. Starting out simple or not so simple. We'll see. But it's something I want to know. It's what is a CRM and why exactly do we need one?
Yeah, so that's a great question. What is a CRM? Typically, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And when we talk about a CRM, we're typically talking about a platform or a program, so to speak. And really, it's a system that's used to analyze interactions with current customers as well as potential customers. So your current customers and your leads, your hopefully the people you're going to close that will become customers. So it essentially helps businesses, organizations build better relationships with their customers. That's the final aim and goal of a CRM. And it does this in a number of ways. When you get down right to it, it really is just a place to house all of your data. So a CRM helps you manage that data. And if you have, whether you have a large team or a small team, having access to that data and everybody kind of looking at the same data, as they say, singing from the same hymnal, as long as everyone's able to look at that data and see what is going on, that makes for a much more effective team. And ultimately, that helps with relationships with your customers. So you can put data in there like interaction tracking, like phone calls, emails, who had a meeting with who, what did you talk about? Some of the more robust CRMs have some automation that will allow you to automatically send out marketing emails based on certain criteria. That's more of kind of an external, more customer facing or lead facing automation. But it can also do some internal automation that'll help you save some time. For example, if a deal gets to a certain stage in a certain pipeline, then the CRM will automatically, of course, you have to tell it to do this, but it will automatically update certain data points or certain criteria so that you can move the deal forward. Essentially, it helps you manage your leads. It helps you segment your leads so that the people that you're talking to, whether they're a lead or whether they're a customer, they get that more personalized experience. They feel like they are the only person in the world, kind of that Amazon experience, as they say. And then finally, some of the more robust programs give you a really clear sense of what your data means, what all of this means through some reporting. So helps you see new opportunities, helps you identify those pitfalls and hopefully fix some of those pitfalls where you might have a break in your process. It helps you kind of recognize customer trends, also customer patterns. And if there's an opportunity there, helps you take advantage of that opportunity.
Wow, awesome. So it almost sounds like a magical file cabinet that helps you keep track of all your things that you don't even have to be putting all the files in. It just magically almost kind of does it for you.
I love that you use the word magic because that is actually a very dangerous
Oh,
assumption to make.
why is that?
Very dangerous because there's so much magic, that things that can be done, but if you don't know what you want it to do, a lot of times folks will go in and say, you know what, we're going to throw money at this problem. We're going to buy this CRM. We're going to buy this one that's so highly rated and look at all the magical things it can do. And what ends up happening is that magic, you don't know what you want it to do. You don't know what your processes are, or if you don't even have a current process, then the magic fades away pretty quickly because you're not prepared. You're not ready to tell the CRM what you want done. And what ends up happening is this magic wand is their business plan. And it's not a plan. It's a part of that plan. It's a piece to the puzzle, but it's not necessarily, it can't be everything. It won't do everything for you. Got to know how to set it up right so that the magic can happen.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And that's good to know because that can probably cause a lot of problems. So if it's more kind of strategic like that and you need to know all these different things and set it up correctly, does that mean it's something more for large corporations that have a lot more people, a lot more resources, or is it something that medium and small businesses can use as well to kind of help with their sales process, leads, and reporting?
I think any organization or any business can really optimize a CRM if they strategically plan for it in the right way. So, with your large corporations, they may have, for example, some other system that helps them track orders and things like that. Well, it can integrate very well into their current system. So complex data management and integrations certainly a CRM can certainly help with that. Also, with large organizations, if they're spread out across the country or even across the world, that being able to sing from the same hymnal, being able to look at the same data is going to be essential to keep teams aligned. And outside of that, the small corporations, with I talked about automation earlier. Automation, they could really, if you're kind of a marketing team of one, or if you're one of those CEOs that is doing everything, you're just starting out, you don't have the budget to hire a team of people. A CRM can get you some of that automation, can get you save you some of that time so that you know what to look at, where to find the information, and really leverage the data so that you can close those leads, so that they become customers, so you can get more budget, so that you can hire the people that you need. So really, anyone, if you think about it the right way, and if you strategically know going into the purchase of a CRM, anyone could really leverage that platform and that technology.
That's awesome. And it's kind of cool how, depending on how you set it up, it can work for whatever type of business is setting it up strategically. That's super cool. So it doesn't just fit one mold. Is there anyone that wouldn't be a good fit for using a CRM?
Yeah, so we kind of talked about it a little bit in our last discussion, our last question there. If you're not ready for it, if you think that if I just go in and throw money at this problem, I'm going to have a CRM, it's going to be great. It could really actually be a tremendous time suck if you're constantly saying, or plugging holes rather than strategically saying, this is what I want to do. I also think that if you have a team that is resistant to change, change management is a huge part of this, because you're taking a system or a process that we've known or that we've done, or that wonderful phrase, but we've always done it that way. If you have that sort of mentality, change management is going to be the toughest part of your CRM implementation. Not so much the technology and the point and click and do this to do that, but rather getting over that internal resistance. If you have something that's too complex like that, eventually folks that are resistant to change are just gonna give up. Other reasons not to have a CRM is bad integration with other systems. I would love to be able to say that everything works with everything else, but that's not always the case. And so this is where research and planning comes in. You really have to know our current system that is working really well. If we pull in a new system, are they going to be able to play nice with each other? Are they going to be able to work together? So that planning is essential there. And again, if you have kind of a mismatch, this is a big part of this. So for small corporations, sometimes they're oversold and they have too much CRM, or things that has too much, as you put it before, magic, and they don't know how to leverage that. And so now they're not utilizing it to the best of its ability, but they're also paying through the nose for it because they were oversold. On the flip side of that, larger corporations, there's a mismatch there because they think, well, I'm not going to pay this much money for something that this program already does. So they actually underbuy the functionality. So now their integrations aren't working. And again, that mismatch is such a big part of bringing a new piece of technology into your organization. So really having a good advisor who can tell you and help interpret what you want to do, that's going to be essential when you're considering bringing in a new piece of technology like a CRM.
Yeah, that sounds huge. It all kind of depends on how much research have you done? Are you ready for this? Because it's a big investment, but also if you think you know what you're doing and everyone's doing different things in it and you're not putting in the same data later, you don't have anything to show for it. So you need to have done that research. Makes sense. Always helpful when you can have someone show you the way too. What would
So
you
important.
say is your CRM of choice, and how much does that cost?
Well, you can tell by my title. You said it earlier, HubSpot expert. So, of course, I am going to recommend HubSpot. And I'm going to go one step further and tell you why. Because in that mismatch example that I spoke about before, HubSpot really has set up a system or a way that you can purchase just what you need right now. And then as your business grows, the CRM can grow with you. Now, of course, there's a cost associated with each one of those, tiers. As your business gets larger, you'll be able to afford more HubSpot, more functionality, more things that you can accomplish with this CRM. So, one of the reasons why I really like HubSpot is they even have a free version, which I have used. I used to do a side hustle back in the day, and I used a free version. And I never paid for it, but I was able to squeeze enough out of that free version so that if I were to move to the next level and my business did grow, I would have been able to go into the starter version and then from starter go up to pro. So it really scales up with you. So if let's say you're a complex organization, start off with enterprise. If you're a smaller business, start with starter or even start with the free version and say, okay, if we were to purchase this, what would be the next step? So the reason I recommend HubSpot is because it really does grow with you.
Awesome. That's super cool. And it's cool that you can start out with that free version. If someone is looking to get started with the CRM, they may not know much about it. That's why they're watching this video to learn more. What's something they can do right now to kind of get that research process started?
Absolutely. The best thing to do, and of course, I'm slightly biased based on what I said before, but again, I would say investigate in HubSpot because in addition to there's a free version and HubSpot makes it very easy to just get started and get moving. They make it very easy to purchase as well. But more than that, there's a whole community of HubSpot users that are in the trenches doing the things that your business is likely doing as well or wishes to do as well. And so when it comes to the research, there's a whole HubSpot community. When it comes to how do I do this in HubSpot or is this possible in HubSpot, there are plenty of people that are out there, very friendly people that have either made a YouTube video or have made some sort of instruction that will help you and guide you along the way. So really, and quite frankly, their SEO is on point. So if you just type in, how do I, and then insert your problem in HubSpot, you're going to get some really great results.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking with us today, Will. We always appreciate hearing your knowledge, and we'll see you on the next one.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Austin.
Sometimes your strategy is only as good as your data, and a quality CRM is the best way to get it. Do you need training in a CRM like HubSpot? Contact us at impactplus.com today to start working with a trainer just like Will.